You did good, Cosmos. You did good, Cosmos.
All right. What's up, folks? We are live. So, how's everybody doing? Oh, it's been a while, right? That's okay. Let's go with the all red background. Why not? Um, so, man, does it feel like forever and a day since I've actually sat down and done this? So, got some folks in the house. Let's say hello to everybody stopping in. Thank you so much. Miss Liz Wool in the house, Mr. Jaron Delaney himself, Dr. ELO, Mr. Fran Lopez, Mr. Barry, and we are live. Miss Shannon Epps, how are you? Mr. John Martinez coming in. Mic check, mic check. How do we sound? How do we sound? Are we checking our mic? Everything sounds good. We get a thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. Let's see a thumbs up in the comments. If you think I need to be up a little bit louder, let me know. We're messing around with everything. Mr. Anthony Reed was actually streaming live a little earlier with his kidney trials. So you can check that out. Miss Rena Freeman Watts as well. She was streaming earlier today with Miss Cher Jones. Okay, folks, let's get this show rolling. Number one, few things, house cleaning items that I need to get out of the way. So everybody's been asking me, where have you been? Well, I've really just been here. Now I did transition to I got a new sort of position with my company where I'm now working with the inside sales and a lot better opportunity. So things changed up a little bit for me and it was taking a lot more of your time. So, or excuse me, some feedback on the LinkedIn. And okay, that might be still, just let me know if that's good, bad, or indifferent. Let me turn this down a little bit, everything else. Okay. Yes, going off brand a little bit. So it's been weird, folks, because I was so used to wearing a hat. And then working like in inside sales and trying to dress a little bit more appropriate for the job. So we should have say, that's where the majority of my time went from doing what I was doing here in the live streaming community here on LinkedIn into doing that. But can't hear anything. Can everybody hear anything? I'm getting that. We'll check and see if anybody, let me get 2-3 times. Somebody says they can't hear stuff. Let me know. It is a fresh fade, brother. I went and got cleaned up today. Had to get cleaned up. So a few things that I've been doing, folks. Number one, been working on that, of course. And number two, hello, Jihan in the house. Juana, hello, how are you? Jamelia Bannister, how are you guys? Now, I have not gone away from watching live streams and being active. I just couldn't be as active and trying to take on a different role. Now, uh, that being said, um, part of I can hear you, but I'm not sure. Oh, you're coming through. Oh, through the pod mic. Hold on. Let's go to our settings. We're going to go to our sound settings real quick while this is going on, folks. Do, 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 do. Let's go to our home settings. Let's go to our sound. Roadcaster. Oh, input device. No way, no, that's why. Hello, hello. How does that sound? So our input had changed. It was actually the Roadcaster that was not picking up the mic. Let me know if you hear the pod mic now. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Okay. Audio, what is up, Raleigh? How are you? Okay, really quickly, thank you so much. It was good catch. Michael's really good at that. Mr. Sherling is pretty awesome at checking out the sound audio. So, okay, now what I've been doing. So I've been still staying active in the community. Now, if some of you see me on some of your live streams, you know, then you kind of know that I've been around. I decided to not only when I took this opportunity to step away from doing it, but then I also, oh, no change in the audio. Okay, let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Can you still hear me, people? Let me know if you hear me or not. So, no. Okay. All right, well, we'll continue to talk. If it's coming through, we'll check and see if it's the mic. If it's not, we'll fix it on the fly. That's the whole thing about missing and catching and doing stuff on live streams. Okay, what was I saying? Train of thought. Give me a sec, folks. Oh, all right. So what I've been doing and what I've been trying to do now is I made a little bit of a transition. I took a break a bit from, so we can hear you, but definitely not the pod mic, a little muffled. Okay, hold on, folks. We're going to figure this out. Make sure all our devices are plugged in and to make sure that it is our mic that should be picking up. If it's not, we got a problem. Okay, so now, one of the things that I wanted to say, hello, Miss Stephanie Liu. Oh my God, I feel so honored to have her in the house. God, if you have, that's one thing I was about to mention. Now, I have still been watching live streams. I've still been active around the community, and I've just been picking and choosing a lot of the live streams that I wanted to be a part of and actually taking in because that's, part of what I do as a creator. I learn from other live streamers. Now, so settings in, ooh, let's check it out. Audio.
All right, how does that sound, folks? I think Mr. Delaney found our problem. Settings in StreamYard. Okay. Now, part of the reason that I wanted to mention this is because I've been watching other live stream creators, and this woman right here is one of them. She started her second season of Showrunner. Great, great show. If you guys aren't checking it out, please take the time out to go follow, subscribe to her channel. And the reason I wanted to say part of this is because turn off the echo canceling. Oh, try turning off. Sounds perfect now. That did it. It was our settings. Settings in our StreamYard. Now part of the reason that I wanted to mention Stephanie is because she's talking about what I've talked about for a while now. which is social selling, and she's really covering this really well in her second season of Showrunner. So yes, I am pushing another creator because she's doing really good work. And Mr. Dr. ELO, if you have not checked out, he's been doing streams on LinkedIn as well, talking about different platforms to stream from, like Restream and StreamYard and vMix and all these other ones. So he's covering a lot of the basics as far as like getting out there and live streaming. Um, hey, believe me, I've been out of practice, guys. Been off the horse for a little bit. And one of the people that I want to mention, as you can see back behind me, I'm gonna move my mic back just a little bit so you can see. There you go. That's India Delgado. So she's been streaming 100 straight days. She's got 10 days to go. You need to subscribe to her YouTube channel. She covers a lot of really great stuff, especially talking about Stream Deck. And I will tag a lot of these people for you guys to go follow. Liz has been doing her live streams. Um, now the reason that I wanted to talk about what I have going on here is because um, I have been planning to do a few other shows pretty soon. Now this will be coming up here in July. Why am I waiting so long? I might be in a position where I might have to move currently. So I do have new equipment to set up. I've been purchasing things. I just have not put them out yet because I'm ready to either set up shop permanently somewhere where I can actually create my streams, or I'm kind of continue to do this temporarily and sporadically for the moment. Reason is again, I am a now single father. I do have to say that because the situation in my life has changed. I've had to transition in a lot of things. So part of that was stepping away from doing social media altogether and doing LinkedIn. Now I love live streaming. If you guys have known me, what I do, what I've been about, and what I've kind of covered in most of my journey, it's been about live streaming, but there's other things that I needed to cover as well. Now, part of that was taking the time to write a live streaming book. Um, Now that's coming along. I want to say I'm about a quarter of the way done. Now there's still a little bit more. Going back and researching episodes and pulling back and show notes and stuff that I did that I'm going to include in what I was doing. So that's one of the things I wanted to do as well. But again, walking away and changing um, a lifestyle is a little bit hard, and it has been just again, all these transitions that have been happening in my life have kind of been happening concurrently. They're just going one right after the other, right after the other, and it's been difficult to get a little bit of traction in what I've wanted to do because I have been doing something. I mean, I even started I started doing an everyday audio on LinkedIn with my partner at the time, Miss Angelique Stidham, who, um, is a wonderful person. I know that she carried on the show without me. I felt terrible having to walk away from that, um, because again, it's part of it is as a creator is you get that drive about you. You want to do different things, and life just presented opportunities for me. Um, Kind of almost at the same time. So a lot of things had to change in my life. And I decided, like I said, I needed to walk away and say, you know what, I really need to go back and reevaluate and reassess what my situation is and how I want to approach things, um, kind of going forward. That was a big transition for me in figuring out whether or not I was going to continue to live stream. So again, job opportunity number one, and then this idea here of maybe having to move out of my current position, and figuring out the transition into again being a single father and doing all these other things. Um, and then on top of that, not only that, but then on top of that, uh, I felt like I needed to shake up my own life. So taking the moment to step away from live streaming, decided to go back and look at my own situation, and I knew that I needed I was stepping into new opportunities, so I figured I might as well change a whole lot of things. So I've changed like my own personal habits of how I live. Um, I had to do some really digging deep, soul searching. So there were a lot of things that I know that I was going to have to change who I was in my life. So like I've started to again take after my health. I've been exercising. I've taken that very seriously these last um, almost 2 months since I've been doing that. I feel a hell of a lot better. Um, Life feels a lot better. And I knew that, and I knew at some point I was going to come back to doing this. But it's like I tell everybody at some point, you can do this over and over again, but you got to find a nice balance in your life of like, hey, I'm doing social media and then stepping away and figuring out how to put everything together. Um, so that's part of it is putting all these things now, all these little small building blocks and pieces and trying to put them back together. So looking at your looking at the puzzle and saying, well, now what pieces fit here, what pieces fit there. Um, so that's been part of it. Now, a big big part of it for me really though is wanting to really push a lot of things that I put on the back burner when I started doing this 2 years ago. Now, again, I started writing books. I started doing things. I've always been a creative person, but I've always put these things on the back burner because I said, no, I got to do my live streams. I got to look out for this. This is what it is. This is, the community and the people around it. And I started to realize that, when I did leave a really big gap in this community here. Um, and I thought about it and I felt bad for a while. I really did. Had conversations with people about it. But then I thought about it for a little bit as I stepped away and I was doing my introspective work on myself. And I said, you owe nobody nothing. Um, you were doing this out of a service to help a lot of people. And part of what I wanted to do was build up a community. And the thing about building a community is this even though you have people like maybe myself who was a pillar of the community, you want to build a community up so strong that when those people step away, that community can continue to exist and grow, and other people step up, and other people become stronger pillars and voices within that community. And I think that's happening, and that's a great thing. The intention was for never for me to build up this community just for myself. The thing was to build up this community for everybody so that everybody could have a piece of it, so everybody could help create it, so everybody could build in support and do all these other things. I think that's the idea behind a community is to build up the strength of not just one person, but the entire group around you. And I think as that continues to happen here on this platform, um, it kind of makes me smile that I can step away from it and it will continue to thrive because there are a lot of very strong people and voices that are now constantly changing. And that's the point is that all of this changes, all these people come into play. If I had a small part in help building that, then that's enough for me. Um, Again, it was never just about me. It was about the people that came in, the people that were supported, and hopefully I set a standard for a lot of these people that do come in, and these people that are now building out their stronger voices and becoming um, more prevalent in this community. Is they do the same thing that I did for them. That's all I want is to pay it forward. That's all I've ever talked about. The circle of reciprocity and how people come in here and people do things to help other people, not for monetary value, not to get some kind of gain or attention, but to help grow somebody else out of the kindness of your heart. That's what it's about. And that's what I can say I truly concentrated on. And when I do come back, it'll still be the same purpose is to get people started in their journeys I mean, Rena's done 200 something podcast episodes. Liz is doing streams all the time, every week. Emily's doing her streams every week. Charlene has been doing and giving and helping out, and that's what this is about. This community is built to be with or without me. Now it's stronger if I'm there, but it goes on without me. And you know what? Not only have I spending time being away from it, but I'm also finding new people to recruit into it. So believe me, there's more people about to start coming into this community. So when I come back, I will be bringing more and more people into this LinkedIn community because there is strong people here. And, we owe a lot. We owe a lot to a lot of folks here. We owe a lot of people who come in here and have set the path and set the trails for us. So I do love to take the time to mention a lot of those people. And they pretty much become stalwarts within this live streaming community. They're people that you see now on bigger shows. You see them on bigger stages. They're talking now in conferences. I mean, Podfest and VidFest just happened in Florida last week. A lot of great speakers, a lot of great people that were there. But again, that's part of it, folks, is that this community, the live streaming industry itself is continuing to grow and evolve, and day by day, man. I mean, look, I see Denise has been doing her own streams. I mean, how incredible is that? Alex has been doing her streams. She does them on YouTube. On Facebook, on here on LinkedIn. She does them on Instagram. How do I know all this? Because I watch everybody. I may not be right there. Hello, Randy. Thank you for stopping in. I may not be right there, always present, but I do keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on here. And that's part of it. Is that everybody here and everybody in these comments here has done a live stream, has created a voice, has created something, and that's the beautiful part about all of this. All of these people here. I think I've seen every single one of these people here on a live stream. I've seen Robert on his. It's been a while, but Nick's been a streamer. I've seen Shannon on a few live streams. Yes, John I've seen on his. I don't know if I've seen Dusty. Of course, Mr. Relaney does his. I've seen Rena. David does the Ring of Fire. Jamila does her streams. So everybody here comes here with a purpose, and there's so much to that. Now, and one of the things that I do need to say, thank you so much. But one of the things that I do need to say is this. I do have to apologize to all of you for leaving abruptly. Now, I know that what I just said, I don't owe nothing to anybody. But I should have conveyed it a little bit better to the people that were here. And the reason why I say I owe an apology is because a lot of these people really care about me and have general concern about my well-being. And when I disappear without a trace, what are they left to think? So I do want to apologize for leaving so abruptly. That was just something inside of me, though, that I know that if I didn't step away when I did and did the things that I did, I don't know if I would have been in this position that I'm in now. But I humbly stand before you, asking every single one of you, asking forgiveness for, again, should have even being a leader and standing in leadership position and wanting to take that on. You do have to, at some point, even being a leader, face the music. That's the whole point of being a leader. So I should have at least given a little bit of a heads up or whatever it was, but I cannot go back and change that. All I can ask for now is just to ask this community, which I love and cherish and want to help always support, a little bit of to grant me a little bit of grace, and again, as I ask for a little bit of forgiveness. That's all. And that's the thing about forgiveness. I mean, I may not get it from everybody, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. Um, well, and I know that I thank her for that. Um, I will be eternally grateful for Angelique and what she's done, and she's a wonderful person. You'll never hear me say a foul word about who she is or what she's does. She's a professional to a T. So you don't know who that is, please go follow Angelique Stidham. She's always putting great content on LinkedIn. Um, Great individual. But that was part of it. It's part of me wanting to just actually sit here and open up. So, okay. Now that I got that all out of the way, I did want to cover that and just now the fun part of what I'd love to talk about, live streaming. Now, like I said, I'm working on a book. I talked about it earlier this year. I'm actually have the laptop right here actually in front of you that I'm writing on, so I'm using a separate laptop for that. Um, but that's part of it is to get a book about live streaming, and it's going to be part of it is education, and again, like I said, part of it's going to be about my personal journey in live streaming, and I'm going to be a little bit more candid about some of the things that went in on the backgrounds. Now there won't be names and stuff, but there were situations and stuff that I had to face, and I will cover that because I'm pretty sure as you as creators, um, that's probably you've come across some of these things in your journey. It just happens, folks. When you start mixing things like talking about business and then emotion and then vulnerability, all the things that I'm mentioning here tonight, um, you know, lines can get blurred, things can get crossed, emotions can get mixed in, and that's all part of it. Um, so that's gonna be a few things that I'm gonna be covering in the book. That'll be later on. Um, I'm giving myself 3 months to get this thing finished up and then start looking for editors and get this done. I do have a second book that I've been writing. It's a personal book that I've been writing since 2017. I think it's time to get off my ass and finish that one. It's been a labor of love. But wanted to share that as well about what I'm doing with live streaming. Daniel Hall, thank you so much, brother. I do appreciate you being here. Um, and thank you so much. Nothing to forgive in my mind. That's okay. I think it's just fully on me to ask. Whether or not, again, people can give me that, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, now, depending on my situation here, this is a tentative thing, but I do have, and I've been writing down ideas. This is a great thing about being away from all of this. The creative juices start flowing again. Things and ideas start manifesting, and it just starts pouring out at some point. So now, I am planning. This is just tentatively at this moment, but I am planning it when I do come back, and I'm looking for a soft launch in July. Um, but I'm going to be doing 2 shows. I will be streaming 3 days a week. Now I've written this down, and this is why I'm going to manifest this. 2 days out of the week, it will be just about live streaming, and then the third day, the third stream will actually be about. Eh, it's going to be about human interest because again, I've always been fascinated with people, and that's what I big was a big staple of what I did in the first 2 seasons that I did in my show was bringing on people. That's why, like in the intro, I put all these interviews and stuff that I've done and all these conversations that I had with people. And a lot of them were live streamers, some of them weren't. People were therapists, people were, CEOs, CFOs, people. I mean, just people in general. It's fun to talk to them, learn about them, and that's okay. That's my strength and my niche is live streaming, but I also still love to interview people, so that'll be a part of it. So 2 days out of the week, I will be doing live streaming, and I'm going to be bringing on live streamers from throughout social media, not just here on LinkedIn. That's why I said I'm going to be recruiting folks to come here on this platform. Why? Because I realized something. I have a really big following of creators here on this platform. And there's other creators that I see in other places that are creating awesome content, that teach, that do all these wonderful things that we're talking about. And I think they're on the wrong platform. Why? Because this is a platform built about not only business, not only about education, not only about personal branding, which is a lot of what they talk about, but it's also the part about creating a voice and doing everything here. So that is what we're going to do when I start bringing on here a lot of people. So people like Stephanie Lou, which I know if I ask her out of the kindness of her heart, she'll give me a little bit of her time. So there she is. She's awesome. Again, I'm going to pub her show and I'll put it in the show links after. I'll drop it in the comments after the show's over. But she's doing a show called Showrunner. Go follow it if you want to learn about what the next wave of live streaming is, social selling. She's covering that right now. Don't go jump on this 6 months from now. Jump on this now because she's giving you platforms, ideas, things to cover. And guess what? A lot of social selling live stream creators are already following her stream and following her lead. So this is a woman who's been here longer than I have and is actually like somebody that I learned from. So um, you definitely, if you're thinking about getting into this creator economy and wanting to find how to generate money and wealth as a creator, go check it out, please. Um, I will again. Like I said, I'll drop it in there, and then there's other people like India back here. So her name is India Delgado. I need to drop that in here. I'm gonna open up another tab real quick, and I'm gonna go to LinkedIn and drop these people's. Um, Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna drop their things so you got your links so you can go follow a lot of these people because I'm telling you what, and what they talk about and what they teach. Let's see. There we go. Do 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 do. Oh no, that's her. Well, I don't know if I want to give that out. That's her job on the other end, but anyway, there we go. uh, okay. Well, I'll share that here in a little bit. And yes, she is killing it. But yes, Carl Sean Watkins, thank you so much in the house. And there's another woman right there that if you're not following, go check out Rena. She does her podcast, and she's been doing this podcast now. I've been a guest on it, um, called Better Call Daddy, which I love the name of the show. But she's always got really great guests. It's a lot of really deep, candid conversation. So I would go check that out. Um, and if Dr. ELO still watching, see if you can find India on India Delgado. Um, Drop her link to follow her and Sean Doc Boyd. Anyway, okay. Now, those are other creators that I'm talking about because I've been following very deeply inside of a few other communities apart from LinkedIn because, again, the technology is always changing. So there's a few other tools that I think, like I think Dr. Yellow has covered a few of these, but he's covered vMix, and I know that he's been talking about it. But there you go, #1 show on LinkedIn Live. There you go, Real Talk Live podcast. There you go, pub yourself. Go ahead and do that. Drop it in there. Now, there are other technologies that are coming here to the platform. Now, I know you guys are used to Restream, StreamYard, uh, Social Live, Vimeo. There's another. There he goes. So you can go follow her on YouTube. That's India Delgado. Great live stream creator. She's doing 100 days in a row of live streaming. She's still got 10 days left, so you can go check her out, follow her live streams. Really great. And then you can check out Mr. Sean Dog Boyd. He is here on LinkedIn, but he is mostly a YouTube creator. But I'm going to try to bring those folks over here because I think they would do great. Now, where was technology. Technology. Now there's a few that are coming here to the platform. Now one that is starting to become a little bit more used, and there's a caveat to using it because you have to be a Mac user. So if you have a Mac or iOS system that you use, I'm going to mention Ecamm. Why? Because I love it. Um, I see the way that the creators are able to use it, and it is a little bit more advanced. But again, as you start creating creators, you start getting a little bit more savvy of the tech, and you start learning a few other things. So that is one of them that I wanted to mention to you because again, now the problem with some of these other streaming platforms is that we can't do this. We can't pull in comments. But guess what? Ecamm now allows you to pull in comments. So you can pull in comments. So Miss Anna Small, thank you so much for joining in. And thank you so much. Um, Anna is another proponent of doing live streams. And she's also, I think, part of the community, a moderator over there for Miss Fanny Dunnigan, who was live today with Mr. Quentin Alum. So if you're talking about LinkedIn, Mr. Quentin Michael Lums is a big creator here on LinkedIn. So she had him on. It was a really great interview. Please go check that out. It was awesome. But Ecamm is wonderful. It is, again, only caveat is that it is a Mac product, but there's another one coming, folks. I'm going to open this up now. They haven't announced it yet. But and plus Ecamm is actually doing they're doing a class now. I think there's still one more day left tomorrow that they're doing for Zoom. So they're covering how to use Zoom and Ecamm. It's really great. But here's the wonderful part about the Ecamm community. They are so inclusive of helping people get started and get involved. You just have to go follow their community on Facebook. And yes, I'm talking about Facebook. On LinkedIn. Deal with it. But you go on there and you start like getting inside of that community. Those folks there, if you want to talk about how community they're supposed to actually operate and help each other out. That's what they do. If you have a question, you can pose it at any time. You'll have 20 comments before you know it. A lot of great creators that use it over there. Go check it out. That's one of them. If you're not a Mac user, but you still want to get a little bit more advanced in what you're doing, Wave.video is coming. Now, Wave.video, if you have not seen what it can do and how you can actually create with it and how it's really awesome, go check out my YouTube channel. I've done 2 videos now on using Wave. It is incredible. It is an easier almost version of doing OBS. And Wave, you can use Mac, you can use PC. It's awesome. I love messing around with Wave. It's got its own soundboard. You can upload your own sounds. You can upload your own music in there. Again, all within it. It's got its own library of overlays. You can go create. I mean, the only problem is yet, because like I said, yet, caveat here, it is not yet a preferred partner with LinkedIn, but I hear from underground rumblings that that will be coming soon. But if you want to see what Wave does and what Wave creators can do, there's a gentleman by the name of Chad Ilya Peterson who streams all the time using Wave. There's one that streams here on LinkedIn. I don't know if she's been doing it lately, but Anita Wong was doing it as well. But yeah, if you go check out my YouTube channel, no, Wave does not have its own virtual cables because it allows you to upload it directly through their dashboard. That is what I'm talking about. So if you go watch my video, I actually uploaded video. So Anthony, who was here earlier, Mr. Anthony Reed, who does his kidney trails. Well, let me find his. He was actually there that night. He saw what you could actually do with inside of Wave. It's awesome. That's why I said there's more technologies coming. And I think about doing these other technologies. They're making the interfaces more simplistic for people to come in here and go, I can figure it out. And that's the cool part. So that gets me excited about tech. There you go. She is the community manager for Fanny Dunnigan for LinkedIn Live, consistently working. Yes, there you go. Go follow Anna. She does a really great job over there with Fanny. Go follow Fanny. There's another creator who comes here on LinkedIn and does really great shows. I've been a guest on her show. It was fun. But that's again, folks, these are part of it. So our options are now starting to grow. So if people might be used to just seeing the old standard StreamYard and Restream and all these other things, it's okay. You can still use these and still be creative. I've shown you how, but there's more coming, and that's the fun part about it. Is now that this right here, our creative minds are now going to be able to go expand, right? And hey, man, if you're all about learning how to try to get here into this community and starting to do your own like live streams, which I'm a proponent of everybody getting started, put it out there. You never know where it's going to get. Because again, live streaming does one thing that I think that a lot of people undervalue. Okay. And you guys tell me if this is true or not. You guys tell me this is true or not. I'm going to put this up for you for the debate tonight, but I'm going to ask you this because this is what it's been for me. The one thing that live streaming does, especially on this platform here on LinkedIn, and I know I'm streaming to my YouTube and Twitter as well, but what it does here is it opens doors. Got that? Now, who here has done live streaming and hasn't had at least one door open for him? Call me a liar, please. Because I'm here to tell you, if that's the case, you're not doing it right. For whatever reason. Don't know. But everybody that I've ever talked to about it, everybody that I've ever said anything about, live streaming on LinkedIn gives you what we always talk about. It gives you the exposure. Your face, can become your calling card. You know, people can learn about what you do. You can build authority. There you go. That's what I've been waiting for. It has kicked down some doors for you. Opens the door for conversations. Conversations with people you probably figure you never would have ever in a lifetime thought about having a conversation with. I mean, you're talking about your conversation with TEDx speakers. Look, live streaming has afforded me the ability to speak with a billionaire, with a B billionaire. I've talked to millionaires, billionaires, doctors, lawyers, judges, police officers, again, CFOs, CEOs. Why? Because of this, being on camera and being able to talk. That is why I always say, if you're going to get out there and you're going to put a voice out there, live streaming can be a game changer in life. There it is. See, look at this. Game changer. Exactly. But a life changer. Exactly. It opens doors, folks. People have landed jobs because of live streaming. People have landed careers because of live streaming. People have done things differently in their lives because they've been able to live stream. I mean, what is it? It's turning on a camera, having a microphone, and speaking your voice and your truth. Can you do that? I think everybody here has the capacity to do that. I think everybody here is capable of doing that. You know? So, why do I love live streaming? That's why. Apart from everything else. I mean, I get So much fun. I get so much out of it. There's another great creator. How you doing, Mr. Stone? Now, again, if we're talking about social selling, Mr. Stone and Mr. Fures have a show called Dealcasters that is streamed on Amazon Live. Doors open, folks. Are you ready to walk in? Can you walk in? Do you want to walk in? It's there. You know, that's the big part of it is are you able to take that opportunity and run with it? And for me, that's what this is all about. Every single comment here, every single thing that I've mentioned, everybody that's shown up here, we come to this platform looking for something and we find something else. How many of you can you honestly say, I want everybody in the comments, if you're still here watching, how many people, honestly, and then let's just put a simple, let's see, um, hashtag truth. Okay, I want you to drop that in there. If you came here to LinkedIn to find a job, right? So if that's what you came here, then I think, that's what we've all did. I know that's what I came here for. I didn't come here for live streaming. Live streaming found me, but yeah, that's not what I came here for. But it's changed like the trajectory of my life. I'm writing a book about it. Why? Because all of this here has changed every single one of our lives. Every single person here has had their finger in the pot at some point dealing with or learning about or talking about live streaming. And that's the whole thing for me. When I came here, for sure. I know. We all did. And we learned about this and we're able to start opening up and changing how we operate. So why did I want to come here and do this tonight? Because I wanted to again express a few things. Like I said, I wanted to tell you about where I've been. Again, I wanted to speak to you about what I did and how it's been affecting me and then how it's affected you. And then tonight, talking about live streaming and giving a few fun tips of like what live streaming is and then how important live streaming is for everybody here. And, it continues to change people. There's people that make the transition. They start out in a career as one thing, and then they come here and they start learning how to do live streaming, and they start learning the tech and all of it, and then they make the transition into becoming a full time creator, and they get into this creator economy, and they learn how to do this. So it is a skill, man. It is something you can learn how to do, and it can transition you to a better life. Um, does it always happen? No, but it's just like anything. When you move into another career or when you take any kind of risk, are you guaranteed to be successful? No, not at all. I don't think anything is. But if you don't take the opportunity and that risk, um, how are you going to know whether or not you're going to be able to succeed in doing this? Because if that's the case, if that is the attitude that you have, you're not going to succeed in whatever choice you make. So if you're coming here and you're doing this and you're watching me, I want to ask all of you just to take a few minutes, think about um, what this means to you, how all this has affected you, and do you see it as something that you will continue to develop? I mean, that's going to be the real test of whether or not this community grows stronger or will fade away. I don't want it to fade away. I want it to actually continue to be stronger. Um, but we do have to all look at that and look at ourselves. because whether we believe it or not, even though we are a community, we all have an objective that we want to do. We all have a dream. We all have all these things that we want to do, business wise, anything. So, as whenever I wanted to, just speak about the things that are changing in my life, I know that there's changes happening in everybody here around me in their lives, and I just want to make sure that if this is the path, let's go on this path together. I'm more than happy to. Um, like I said, and it's not going to be right away. I've learned a few things about myself and learning how to pace a little bit. So that's going to be big for me and how I continue to evolve as a creator, as a business person, as a potential entrepreneur, as an author, whatever you want to call it. All the things you want to wrap up. That's what that's going to mean. Um, so yeah, it's my commitment here. Of course, my commitment. Um, but I just wanted to address these things tonight and just again tell every single person here, thank you. Um, feels good to actually say these things and get them off my chest. Um, because I have been writing them down and like what I wanted to say and how I wanted to mention it to everybody here. And like I said, I haven't been away from the community. Um, I've seen other creators. I mean, I jumped on a live stream with Chris Stone, who was here earlier. I don't know if he's left already, but that's the fun part about it. But he was here. Um, I was on with him, Billy Thorpe, and who else? I can't remember. It's been a few weeks, but but I was actually on the live stream today. I hopped on with Billy and Chris Giles. So there's another creator. So um, my live streaming is in my blood. It will always continue to be in my DNA now. I don't think I'll ever be able to pull myself away from it. But um, seeing everybody show up here tonight just kind of reinvigorates me to continue forward and to continue to push and come back even stronger, which will now actually be my third go around. Let's see, first season, second season, third. Yeah, this will be my fourth relaunch. And that's the cool thing about it, man. You can always reinvent yourself when you come back. I've done it every single time. My first season was different from my second season, and how I approached it. My second season was different from the third season that I did. Um, and even coming into what I was doing last year into back in March, um, that was different. So I'm gonna come back a little bit different next time. I think each time has been a learning experience, and it's helped me develop more as an individual and then as a creator. So, um, gosh, other than that, guys, if you guys have any questions or comments you want to drop in there, you please can. Um, I know that it's already late. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So I know there's a lot of people watching on the East Coast. It's 9 Central if anybody's East and West. So I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, but I did want to thank everybody who was here, showed up, said hello, was part of who has and continue to be part of this community. So I'm going to go through the list very quickly and then we'll get out of here. So thank you to Mr. Belaney who was here, Miss Liz Wool. Go check out her live stream. Dr. ELO, Mr. Efran Lopez. Go check him out. Mr. Barry, who was here earlier, Mr. Nick Lozano. Check out his podcast, Miss Shannon Epps. If you need a VA, I think she's still doing that. Mr. John Martinez, who was here. Miss Dusty Rose, you can go check her out on LinkedIn. Follow her there. Miss Arena Friedman Watts, podcast extraordinaire. Go check her out. Her podcast, Better Call Daddy. Mr. David Wilson, who does the Ring of Hire. So if you're looking in a recruiting space, jobs, that sort of thing, reach out to him. Mr. Anthony Reed himself, Mr. Kitty Trails, who's been streaming. Miss Jamila Bannister in the house. Let's see if there's anybody else. Miss Juana Panero, go check up Porero, excuse me. Miss Denise, aka Miss Bridget Denise. You can check out her on LinkedIn and her live streams. Miss Jihan Hardy and Androwski. Let me see if I got that right. Hopefully I did. Miss Charlene Brown, of course, you can go check her out. Mr. Jorge Lara, how are you doing, sir? Mr. Michael Sterling in the house. Thank you. He was helping out with the tech earlier. Mr. Ross Fontanet, you can check him out. He does his live streams. Is there anybody else? Make sure as I go through the comments. And of course, Miss the awesome, wonderful, talented Stephanie Liu. Again, go check out Showrunner. Follow it on YouTube. She's a great, great addition to this live streaming community. Miss Emily Harmon, how are you doing as well? You can go check out Miss the Onward podcast that she does. And she started a Facebook group. So go see if you can follow there as well. Make sure if there's anybody else that I'm not forgetting. As I roll through the comments, that's the wonderful part. Mr. Bill Bradford in the house, great supporter of live streams. Has always been around. Enjoy Mr. Bill Bradford. Wonderful, wonderful gentleman. Go check him out. Miss Alexandria Rosa, you can go check out. She does her live streams. Spice, I believe it. Is what it's called. Please correct me if it is. Miss Randy Nash, where is she at? There she is, saying hello. She stopped in a little bit earlier, making sure. Now I don't want to mispronounce his name, so I am sorry. I think it is. I'm not going to attempt it. I'd rather not butcher that. Mr. Marcello and Arcele, excuse me, in the house. He's been a live streamer before. I think he's been doing Clubhouse things. He's been all over the place. Mr. Daniel Hall, of course, big live streamer, supporter. Big LinkedIn, just whatever he does with LinkedIn and any of his tools. Please go follow Daniel Hall, Mr. Daniel Hall. Wonderful, wonderful person. Where's he at? There he is, Mr. Carl Sean Watkins. Mr. CSW, check him out, man. He is awesome. If you want to know about vulnerability, he's awesome. Miss Anna Smalls. She is the community manager for Miss Fanny Dunnigan. Go check out Fanny and go follow Miss Anna. She does really great content on LinkedIn as well. All right, Mr. Damon Patuska, how are you, my friend? Another great live stream creator in the manufacturing space. Make sure I don't get anybody else. Mr. Chris Stone, how are you? He was here earlier. Appreciate you, brother. His live stream show Dealcasters. You can follow him YouTube, LinkedIn. They do Amazon Live. Really, really great show. Really great stuff that they put together. And I think that's it. I think I've covered everybody that was here in the stream. So we got through it all. Oh, Jihan was here earlier. So yeah, you might have missed her, Anna. But to anybody else who tunes in afterwards and is hashtag team replay and watches it in the replay, thank you again so much. Very deeply from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the support, all the love, and please continue to go out there and share your voices and create. I think everybody can share a message. I think everybody has a voice to share a message. And I think your message connects with the right person. I mean, two people can tell the same message, but it doesn't connect the way it does with somebody else. So put yourself out there. You could be helping another kind soul out in this world, and that's what this is all about. So thank you again, everybody who's been a part of this one. I do appreciate you. I don't know when I'll be back, but I will be back. There will be a time when, I just don't know when. So stick around. I will let all of you know when I do. I'll probably write a post about it. But until then, guys, stay safe, stay blessed. We'll get through this together. Be well. Good night, folks.